welcome back to WA News. Local Sindars murder
Okay,
each other in
we
game
are
war.
officially live now. Can I cut you off real quick? So we are live, Hiking's Fireside Chat. As far as stuff to go over, I mean, the last week I feel like I've kind of been doing a kind of a lore-focused week. I feel like it's been for me anyway. I wrote about a dozen more articles for Uko for the Codex. They're on the forums. Right now, Solight's on LOA, so I am running an older version of Uko that has the older Codex. I've said this a couple times, but so once Solight is back, I'll totally update the Codex for all of that, and yeah, hopefully, I think it's in a decent state. I mean, obviously, we still don't have an entry for like every single member, and maybe that's something that will eventually happen. Maybe not. I don't know, but I think we got a decent number of entries at least right now, and then a couple of. What were you saying?
Oh, I said, trust me, that takes a long time.
Yeah. And I kind of working on a couple of stories, sort of, to coincide with the, we've got the festival, tomorrow, actually. Hosted by Commander, the, Festival of Selja, which is, coinciding with the, if you've read a little WA history, when, Dane, chose to exile Commander from WA for about 9 months, because he had to choose between Aquilius and Commander, who Aquilius had kind of given him an ultimatum and said, if you want me to stay in this clan as your, a leadership figure, you need to get rid of Commander. So he did. And, yeah, so Solight kind of was looking for inspiration for the festivals, and it came up with that, which I thought was pretty cool. We haven't had, at least I haven't had a ton of excellent ideas for how to celebrate it. I think we're going to try to just kind of run some games. Like I said, I wrote some stories. I'm going to try to add some more to those too, just kind of in the spirit of it. And yeah, hopefully that'll be fun. And I'm also looking at maybe creating some kind of like, we might bring the Storytime channel back for a while or something, or create some Google forums or some way for people to share and participate, because there will be a mark for the festival for participating in it. And yeah, so trying to find some ways to make sure people can earn that or show they participated, basically. So that's going to start tomorrow, and I think Khan, who's Lord of Commander, had kind of intended for it to last for, I think, about a week afterwards, like kind of be a week-long celebration. So I think he's got some more stuff coming. Like he's got that 1v1 tournament Blood Festival that he's hosting, so that'll be fun. And I think that's sort of staggered out based on everyone's schedules, but I think it's technically begun. I think some of the games are getting scheduled now. So
yep.
That'll be going on. And yeah, I think my focus for like the next week or whatnot, near future, is keep working on stories and kind of some more lore stuff, and going with that, like the warbands. Like I'd really like to get more info for the warband codexes and like lore and stories about each warband, and kind of giving them some more character and stuff like that. Like actually Solight, and I've been talking to Solight about that actually. And Solight had a couple of little tidbits or stories he had actually written for each warband that I was hoping to post in the codexes. And I think I've heard, I think Nott's been talking a little bit. I've heard some stuff from Rand. I think there's some rumblings of some other developments for codexes too, so definitely excited about that. And yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping to focus on for the next week or so. Wouldn't mind having a week without any drama, but I think that's being too optimistic at this point. But we can hope. Yeah, that's kind of what I got on the docket anyway. Anybody have anything they wanted to bring up?
I do. So if anybody has not seen the announcement, I have officially announced what I am calling Secret Odin, because I guess Santa was based off of Odin and I wanted it to be thematic. But I know it's really early, but because it's, involves money, I wanted to announce it as soon as possible so people can put aside money or whatever. So if you look in the announcement, there's a few rules regarding this. One second. So you have up until November 1st to sign up. and then you'll know who you have by November 10th. Goth is helping me do this because we're gonna split it in half so that he and I can both participate, and we'll take care of each other's assigned people. There's a suggested time or investment amount of about $20. I'm basing this loosely around Reddit's Secret Santa. You know, it can be bought or created. And if you just let us know, like if, I understand that personal circumstances might change. So as long as you let us know at least 10 days before winter solstice that, you know, you can no longer participate if you sign up, then there's no punishment or anything. But if you sign up and then you don't do anything, then you will be reprimanded because that's just rude. But if you look in the announcement, there's a Google Doc for you to fill out, and it'll just ask you who you are, what's your warband, where you would like physical things to be sent, where you would like digital things to be sent, and like a question about like your favorite things, or just to give your Secret Santa some ideas so you don't get something you don't like. Um, and so to give them some direction. And if you have any questions about it, let me know. I'm really excited to, you know, put this together for you guys. I thought it would be really fun, something to do for winter solstice and Yule this year. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Sounds good to me.
it'll be pretty cool. I'm excited.
Cool. Yeah, lots of announcements, and well, I guess it's a ways, but I mean, for the November calendar, I'll make sure to put the deadlines and stuff there as well. And we could probably, make more announcements in the future, I guess, if necessary, just to let people know.
We just figured starting this early would be really good so everyone could participate. We want as many people to participate as possible because we want to, around that time, like have everyone get together during winter solstice, and we're all gonna, we were planning on having an actual get together where everyone that can all come on one night and we can talk about what we got, or we can't believe this person was our Secret Odin, and then kind of just like talk about what we bring it together and hang out and maybe listen to some tunes, or I don't know, something fun where we can talk about everything and enjoy the holidays together, at least for a night. And this gives plenty of time to participate in that, so they're not feeling left out. That's why we did it so early, because it's really, if you can't come up with $20 in 2 months, then that's fine. I'm not judging you, but I am kind of judging you. Like, save $20 and participate, because it's going to be really cool. Because we can all. It's going to be a lot of good memories. If only 10 people do it, it's going to be a little lame, to be honest. So we'll still have fun with it, but we really do want as many people to participate as possible. So definitely, everyone try to sign up, and we'll have some fun with it.
Yes, we want to be one big happy family.
Yes.
Or else.
Are we mailing stuff to the other person?
If you read over the document, you'll see you can have the option, if you don't want to give up your address, you can just ask for like a digital gift. Probably do like an Amazon gift card or something. But that is pretty, if you're really, really, really paranoid, I guess you don't have to, but think about it like this. We're all, I feel like we can all trust each other enough to know that people aren't just going to like fly across the United States or across borders to like, come you or something. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I would think it would be so much cooler. I'm definitely going to give my address to whoever it is, just because maybe they'll make me something cool, like crafty. Like, getting an Amazon gift card is boring as fuck. So just keep that in mind. Also, don't be paranoid. I feel like we can all trust each other to send a $20 gift. You know what I mean? But you can definitely, if you read the document, you can, you're not going to be judged for it. I just give a strong recommendation that everyone tries to do the physical gift, because it's the whole thing of getting the box, opening it up, being surprised. Besides getting a digital Steam game, you know what I mean? It's just not even close to as fun. Yeah, you see Talos. It's Steam games.
Heck
I mean,
Yeah,
Steam games are
brother.
fine, but I don't know. I just want to open up the box. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know.
See what
I
it
got
is.
500 Steam games. I need more.
Yeah, I have like
You need all of
300,
them?
bad.
I need all of them.
Opens a box and gets splashed by paint.
My
Nice.
buddy
Don't
Frog,
prank us, because you'll get reprimanded for that too. Because
yeah, you
no
can't
one's
prank people.
mad or
That's
upset. This is a happy time.
yeah.
I'll prank you and I'll give you $200. Let's do that.
All right, I want
Great
him as my
prank.
Secret Santa. I'll take
Great
some
prank.
paint to the face for $200.
Over the for past the I just want to say on me and Kuzi's front, we've we talked about Vest about this last Fireside, just a lot of like the drama and stuff that was going on last week, but I'll say me and Kuzi have made a lot of headway on making sure people aren't gossiping in channels and stuff, and if they have problems, it's getting logged into incident reports and things like that. People are just going through the right avenues and making sure things are like written out in a document trail and not just going out of their way.
I'd just like to point out that I was like the DMV today.
He was.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
I had
pretty bad.
lines forming outside my non-existent office.
but,
Yeah, with like
we-
6 different letters too. It was like
Yeah.
Lane 8F, Koozie.
People would
Lane
just
8C,
find me at some
Koozie.
point. I'd just sit there and like, why me?
Yeah, I did want to bring that up because it was kind of something like we talked about with Vest, and it was kind of something that had been kind of like underlying since last Fireside. There was just a lot of end of summer issues going on, I guess is what I'll title it as. But no, there's been a lot of headway. There's been really no gossip. I really haven't heard anything. No one, I mean, Kuzi really hasn't heard anything. Everyone's been going to like either their Berserker or their Huskarl or whatever avenue they need to go to report it, and it's been getting put in the incident reports, and they've been all handled with by the corresponding leadership.
Yeah, I can't stress that enough. If you have an issue, please report it. That's how we document and track these things. Sometimes, they're just little things, but, if it's like a pattern of behavior that really is not appropriate, if it only happened once, not a big deal. But if it's like a chronic thing, then this is the only way we can actually make that determination. Otherwise, it's, he said, she said, whatever.
Yeah.
We can't have it.
Yeah, and it's not. I'm kind of became his lackey for it. It's not really my role to do it, but I became his assistant in it. But yeah.
Well,
and-
anyone can help with this, really.
All in all, if you see shit, say shit. That's all.
Yeah, and the biggest
I mean,
thing
if you
too,
hear
that we've been-
shit, say shit.
and the biggest thing we've been
Same
stressing
thing.
too is if there are issues. I'm not going to get into specific, but if there are issues with people, try not to like say it in a group full of people that it's gonna cause an issue. Try and just like, if it really bothers you much, just bite your tongue, go talk to an officer afterwards. But try not to say it in a setting full of people, no matter who you are, and cause issues with it.
And if you're not sure, check with someone.
Hey Kuzi, I'd like to report that Talos is an asshole. See, that's what you don't do.
Have you told Talos how you feel?
Yeah. Hey Talos, you're an asshole.
All right, go fuck yourself.
Okay, good talk.
This is being recorded.
This is love.
No, it's live.
We're a friendly
Yeah.
clan.
Yeah, we
Hey,
are
Chris.
friendly. I just told him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, we're
Anyways.
wonderful. We're more than happy
I
family.
don't think it's long enough.
That's a lot of
Spend each other
honesty.
money.
That was just an example of what not to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You sure? It felt more like an example of what to do.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
I'll
listen,
just
there's
read.
there's a lot. Before we get off more topic with it, but yeah, like we're aware that you're not gonna have to like everyone. You don't have to like everyone, but at least respect the position the people are in if they come and talk to you. And it's just there's always instances where people kind of you don't have to like the person, just respect the role, that type of deal, or whatever the case is. If you really don't like someone, just like walk away from the channel or whatever. But don't feel like you're secluded from hanging out with people if that person's in a channel or anything. Like if you can be an adult, you can be in the same channel and not have to talk to them and still hang out with people in there. There's no need to get childish about it or start shit or say something that is just going to bait an argument with somebody unless that's your intent to go out of your way to do it. But me and Kuzi have done a lot to just remind people and enforce that, especially for a lot of the new people that are in the voice chats. And we really haven't seen any issues besides a few here and there, but nothing too like catastrophic.
My hope is, and
Do
anybody
you
who's-
want to see catastrophic?
Anyway, my hope is that, and if anyone has read the forums, might have seen a thread by Dane discussing the the critical mass issue of WA, talking about how once enough people get in the clan, drama just builds and builds and builds until we have some kind of big event, some kind of explosion. And I feel like, I would say in the last 6 months-ish, we've gotten a lot more people, and the drama amount has risen to correspond with that. But I feel like maybe we can actually break the trend this time and just handle it and avoid the explosion. I think that would be pretty impressive. It would be pretty historic for WA as well.
Yeah, we've been, like I said, me and Christy have been doing a pretty good job. We've seemed to mitigate a lot of it. Like I said, a lot of the end of summer stuff that's come up, in recent memory, has really been quelled and dealt with and is over with.
Me as well. And Arian's been doing a fantastic job
Yeah.
as well, trying to do conflict resolution. And I've been talking to a lot of people. Rod's been talking to a lot of people. When I'm not here, I know Rand has been. So everyone's really been working, with each other to resolve things, which is really good. I normally just see people kind of push away and be, as hard as I have been recently. I think everyone's come together. And another thing, I think, I'm just going to bring this up because I've found that it's very difficult to hear someone's inflection in the way that they type. I myself am not very good at typing the way that I feel about something. So I think, especially in in anything, in the meat hall and incident reports all the way up to the top, I think once things start to become a disagreement, I think people should just start saying, hey, when's a good time to chat? So we can hear each other out, because a lot of this stuff is starting over chat. A lot of the big incident reports I'm seeing also are all because people are making jokes in chat, and people are just taking this raw inflection of typing, which doesn't have any inflection. There is no inflection. You don't know. You might know the individual and their intentions before, but you can't assign intent on someone, so, and it just causes a lot of conflict. So I think the best way to not have everything implode would be to have more real talks with people and not just sweep things under the rug. Say, hey, when's a good time to chat? And that's what I've been doing. Like today, there was a lot of muck going on, and I just pulled people aside and I was real with them. I'm like, hey man, things are getting a little heavy. What's going on? And now we're all buds. So, you just gotta talk things out. We're a big family. We're war bands. We're a big clan. Like, let's get together and chat and be a family and not just, hate on people. Obviously, you're not gonna love everyone, but as I was saying to Kuzi, I talked to Kuzi a lot today about it, and Talos and a couple other people, and I think we just need to start having even though if you don't like someone, you have to coexist with each other, not just mute people permanently or not stop talking to people in your clan. Like, it's such a cheap way to go about it. If we can just get past things and be together as a family and friends, we don't need to, you don't hate, you don't love all of your siblings, right? One of them might be a pain in the ass, but when it comes Thanksgiving time, you still sit down and have a conversation with them. You don't just tell them to shut the fuck up all the time. What? So that's all I'm saying is I think we could do a lot more by just coexisting with the people we don't like. And, trying to mend those relationships is also going to help us in the end, because that's what it's all about is getting together. And that's kind of what I find, to work.
And I'll say I'm probably one of the big examples of the people not understanding my inflection in text. And I've definitely had to talk to a lot of people afterwards about that type of stuff. But yeah, I would say a lot of it just comes down to talking to people and, to read regards that you don't have to like everybody, but at least just be a reasonable adult and have a, it's almost like a workplace. Like, there's going to be people at work you don't like, but they'll just tolerate being around them, and that's kind of the case here. If there's just some people you're not going to get along with, and that's okay, but just be an adult about it, I guess. There's never going to be a child about it and throw a big fit or anything. It's like, no, it's like I have to spend every waking moment with that person.
Yeah, it's not hard to just say, hey, it's cool, man. It's let bygones be bygones, agree to disagree. It's not hard to say that. So, there always going to be those issues. And I just think agreeing to disagree and moving forward and dropping things is something that needs to happen, moving forward. That's just what I think, because that's going to help the build up. Because if you nip it in the bud early, it's not going to build up. You know what I mean? That's what I found. So a lot of things got resolved today. Though a lot of people talked. A lot of things feel better. Things are starting to fizzle out. And I think the major issues with chat are starting to, everyone's starting to learn their lesson to not make stupid meme jokes about people dying and stuff like that. Like, it's just
Speak for yourself.
I would hope
Lols.
anyway. So
Talos has learned if you do it on a large enough scale, it's okay. Like on a
That
planetary
just
scale.
becomes part of
Like fucking hell.
It just becomes part of his identity.
You have
as
to
a
make it
meme.
you have to make it call to personality with memes and indoctrinate everyone else into it.
There you go.
Talos, you broke my heart today.
Even though Kuzi told me no cults.
No cults.
Make a cult. Make a
There
cult.
can only be one
But,
cult. Okay.
But yeah, collectively across the board, every active berserker like Goth, Raud, Anarion, Kuzi, and myself. Well, I guess the warrior that's helping all the berserkers, but
Baby berserker.
a couple, but and and a couple other people. But everything's been pretty good. Like everyone's been pretty copacetic with each other and pretty like just across the board like honest and open and happy. So I think a lot of the issues that were really big deals have really been squashed and settled, and really didn't need to reach any of the higher ups because they were settled before they got to that point.
You broke my heart though.
Yeah, if we can
I
address
want to
these
complain
at
to
the
best.
lower level, the better.
Because really, it does. Because really, like Kuzi said, and made a great point, is it really does not. I mean, like if it becomes a serious issue, report it, yeah, but it really does not need to reach like it doesn't need to go all the way to the top. Sometimes there's just certain times where things can just be resolved if people are just willing to talk. It's when people don't want to talk and they make it big issues that it becomes something that like Vest or a Jarl has to get involved with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always I'm always happy to talk anytime to anybody, but at the same time, this is where we're saying that when there's an issue that gets resolved by like any officers ranked below me, it is pretty nice.
yeah, I mean that's the whole point of chain of command. Like you're dealing with a lot of serious high level things. You have to make the decision when it comes down to it at the end of everything. You know what I mean? And then the Jarls are right before that, and a lot of this stuff. I feel like it was skipping the chain of command on a lot of things. Seen a lot of Jarls getting involved, and now that we can handle it at the Berserker / Huskar level, it's going to make your guys' lives a lot easier. Kuziak just got railed today, hard, and I give him props. If we could give
And
him
I
a
didn't
month-
like it. No, you're welcome, guys. But
yeah. No, it was awesome. He really just got pulled back and forth, and just we resolved like 5 or 6 different problems, and now everyone was getting along after.
I literally
That's-
couldn't help myself though.
And that was the shit I love to see. It was really cool that a lot of people could just let bygones be bygones and squash things, and we got a lot done. So it's definitely it seems to be moving in a very good direction for sure.
I like it. Let's skip the Ragnarok V2. Let's skip the anti whoever militia scandals. So,
I don't even want to know what any of that means.
The anti-Soulite militia will never die.
oh boy.
So like must go.
On a side note, though, speaking of events, I do want to say that I have been talking to Rao that I am milling about the idea of bringing back movie night, though. I really haven't said anything about it, but I did want to bring that up. I have been kind of milling about with the idea and kind of working on it.
If you're looking for interest, I'd be totally down.
Yeah, I knew there was still an interest after a certain individual that was hosting it is no longer with us. But I've been kind of just looking at like time frames with people, availability. I know like it was on Fridays, but I'm not opposed to having a different time date. With school starting back for pretty much everyone or a lot of people in school still. I'm okay with working around like a time frame like that since I work in the morning.
I think that'd be fun. Yeah.
I think
Can we
Friday
have
nights
can
sound
we have
okay.
karaoke night be a thing, please?
That's up to Rocker. Rocker hosts that.
Yeah,
I thought-
he was trying to host that, so I would talk to him, let him know that you're interested in it too, because that'll probably because a lot of times when you're first starting to host these events, it almost always happens that like nobody shows up the first week or even couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But I think even hearing just like 1 or 2 people who are like, oh, I really like this, or I'd show up, like probably motivates people to keep running the events. And
Kusiak has to sing.
So yeah, and on top of that, I've also been kind of just thinking about some more like karaoke and movie. I've been thinking about some more social events that I've kind of been working on my own time for WA related, and I've also been getting more people. Like I know Raud just started playing Heroes of the Storm. I've been getting kind of people involved in a lot of like games they normally don't play to try out and get more people to play. So I've seen a lot of activity on that front. I've definitely been hands on with a lot of people getting engaged in the community again and like playing games that maybe they aren't normally used to playing, and it seemed to be pretty good. A lot of people seem to be enjoying it.
Awesome. Yeah, I've I still check out Guild Wars 2. I at least get the daily login rewards, and there's kind of been a little bit of renewed interest in that, so that's been fun. I haven't gotten in with too many of the Guild Wars 2 nights going on. I don't know if it's gonna happen like it's gonna become like a regular thing, but it's been nice just to see people playing it.
Rip chocolate.
Hashtag Rahal is the best.
Honestly, I would suggest to anyone, the standard version of Guild Wars 2 is free, and you can start doing PvP and be on equal footing with every single player, as long as you have like a couple copper to buy the weapons, because stats get squished and everyone's on equal footing. So I would suggest you pick that up, and then you can join Guild Wars 2 night if we do PvP.
Unless you don't like PvP. If you want to play PvE, hit me up.
Well, I mean,
Moment of silence for Chakla. No longer Guild Wars team man.
He's still in the guild in the game, isn't he?
But he's not playing like any games. I talked to him recently. He's just been kind of like away. Still sends me random memes and shit. And we talked a little bit, but yeah, he's been kind of away.
PvP is definitely better.
Yeah, so I know that's not really been a thing. I never really mentioned, but yeah, I've really been working on like community interest behind the scenes. I've kind of talked to, I really talked to Kuzi about a lot of this. I guess kind of like my confidant, I guess, because he's really the only one I directly talk to from the higher ups. Because like so is Loa, and other people just on at different times. But yeah, I mean, I've really told Kuzi a lot of this, and yeah, I've been working on getting a lot of people who are active into playing like group games. Like like I know after tabletop night was done, I know me and Raud played tabletop. I think a couple other people joined us too. We played tabletop after that. Just keeping things lively, changing up the flavor of the month a little bit. Not the usual League of Legends and whatever else. Yeah, League of Salt. We've been trying to we started playing a lot of StarCraft 2 again. Like I got into that. We've been playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm.
The other night we got 9 people on StarCraft 2.
Well, yeah,
You
if
can
you're
make that
interested in
10.
joining, we have a lot of new people for Here's the Swarm, so like you're on even footing.
Yeah, like Heroes of the Storm has really been taking off. Like I think everyone, a lot of the Sindars, I guess, so I've been hanging out with have downloaded it to play. Kuzi's downloaded it. Like I said, that's the one Raud downloaded. So there's a lot of interest in this. Falk's been playing it with us. I know he's not in the voice channel because he didn't want to join, but
I keep confusing Heroes of the Storm and Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, it's confusing. But yeah, so like a lot of people have been playing that. I know me and Co have at least been playing. I know WoW's still going on. Me and Co have been playing since I'm Horde, and most of WA's Alliance. I know. So, but like, there's a lot of gauged interest. I know Overwatch is kind of making a comeback too. There's quite a few people that want to play that or buy it and play it like when the winter sale comes around. So,
oh, it is on sale right now. It's 50% off right now, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it is. So yeah.
You guys heard about that new hentai game?
Is it for real?
Jesus. Yeah, it is for real.
Oh my God. What do you mean, Henny Pop 2?
Oh boy.
So yeah. Well.
Not in Fireside, please.
So there's a lot of interest in new games. I do kind of want to say I know people like Ducky and stuff have hosted events, but I'm kind of I myself am open to hosting events, but if more people would like to get together afterwards and talk about maybe hosting events for certain games or making new events, that would be great. It doesn't have to be like this consistent thing, but I feel like there's a lot of empty space on the calendar that could be used for, a bi-weekly or weekly event, depending on how much you want to commit to it. I wouldn't be opposed to like a bi-weekly Heroes of the Storm or Overwatch night or something along those lines.
For sure, yeah.
Warcraft 2 tournaments.
Speaking of events, I'm hoping this takes off, but I'm kind of intending for the StarCraft night, if you guys saw that ping, to kind of be...
Yeah, we can play Melee.
If we get enough turnout, we can do lots of different things. One group can do Melee, one group can do custom games. Basically, the goal of these nights will be... My intention is kind of like... My warband, Mjolnir's Chosen, which is kind of known as the StarCraft warband, will kind of like host and like we'll all help people like learn the game, and it'll be good for newcomers. It'll be good for people who know the game well. try out some custom maps you've never played before, do some melee, whatever floats your boat. Hopefully there'll be enough people that everybody can do something that makes them happy, and everybody tries new things that are good.
Yeah, and another thing. Sorry, I have a lot to say this fireside, so I apologize.
Oh, okay.
Another thing too is I've kind of also been working on recruiting. I kind of took what Pedo was doing, and I've kind of been working on it and looking at other subreddits and other forum areas for more open individuals. I know we've been getting a lot of influx of people, but I've been kind of working on making a kind of like just a post to put somewhere and let people know what we're about, like in a short summary, and to like join us and check it out. I've been kind of looking at like some specific games we've been playing for subreddits. Like I've kind of looked at like league areas and HOTS and things like that. I've posted forums for, or am going to be posting forums for.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's talked about a little bit in the handbook, and I'm forgetting the exact section, but for public posts and how just to encourage people to talk to the person who posted and or go to the website first, rather than it just being like a direct invite link to the server. Or something like
that. Yeah, I read it. That's what I put out. I told them to like message me on the respective forum, like on Reddit or like the Battle.net forums, or rather, I told them to add me on Discord on the Battle.net forums, so you can't message there. And then I had them, and then other than that, I was like, either check out the website. But so far I've had some people kind of interested, and they've talked to me on the Discord, but they really haven't like fully committed. So like I kind of threw out the invite and was like, it's there if you want it, so if they show up or not, it's kind of on them. But I've been trying to mill some interest in newer people and like newer games to see if we can't get something started. I'm not, if Guild Wars wants one, I'm not opposed to making one on Guild Wars, but that's kind of like other people are more than welcome to participate in that as well, and make a post and recruit for a game if they want to help.
Awesome. Well, that's good to hear.
Like I said, sorry, a lot of stuff that I really haven't been like vocally putting out there, but it's just kind of stuff I've been working on my own time and didn't really need to mention to a lot of people. But I figured Fireside would be the best place to bring it up.
I'm curious, Talos. Did you get any? Have you had any luck with those recruitment posts?
The Reddit one gains a lot of interest. I would say if you want, like, for example, if you're hosting Warframe, I'd say you just specifically want to go to the Warframe one and make something maybe more detailed to Warframe, like what you're about in Warframe, is definitely like what a lot of people are interested in. I'm finding that the idea of saying, hey, we're a clan really doesn't, sell to a lot of people anymore, because, like everyone else has that type of mentality. So if it's kind of like, hey, we're this established, clan, and then this is like, and then you go into specifics of like the game you're involved in.
Oh, it's just that I haven't refreshed my posts recently. What happens is I'll post in a day, right? And then I'll wake up the next morning and I'm gonna have like 5 or 6 friend requests on Discord that people want to talk to me. And then, they realize really quickly that we're not just, hey, I'm going to join the Warframe clan in game and get access to research, because that's a lot of what people want. They just want to go join the in-game thing and get access to people or whatever. Then I explained to them really, like, just briefly, we're a gaming community, and then they just unfriend me right away.
I would say like the big thing for anyone that's going to participate in that, I know Paid is pretty much the biggest one. I know there's a couple other people. I think Viet Bonnie and someone else were trying to do something with it. Whatever game you're recruiting for, I would say specifically try to sell them on that, while it also being a long-term gaming community with things outside of that. I talked to Paid about this long before. If you can get 100 people that add you and like 5 of them stick around, that's still 5 more people than we had. So it's not like it's a defeat by any means. It's kind of annoying because there are a lot of people who just want to like join and be like, oh, I want to be Mr. Badass, join the clan, and that's it. Don't have to do anything else or listen to anyone. Which those people don't need to be here. But posting on the specific subreddits, because it's just really a subreddit for everything or every game. It's probably the best way to do it than rather posting on generalized forums. I realize there's the website like Top 100 Clans and like Clan Finder and all that stuff. And while they are great, that's really if you want a different group of people and just want numbers that are just there, don't really care about the clan. So I think if you want to find people that are interested, definitely go to a specific region of the game. So like if you want Warframe, the subreddit R Warframe is it, or like Brawlhalla or League of Legends or whatever game people are interested in to play. That specific area is probably your best interest. Or even the Steam forums, even the forums on Steam have so many people looking to join places. It's really people just got to it's really kind of an untapped market. It's just people got to reach out, talk to them, and make sure they're not like 12 years old or toxic or whatever.
Nah, I like 5-year-olds in our clan.
Please no.
Well, yeah, we've already had enough problems with underage individuals, but
I was gonna say maybe we should stay away from recruiting Fortnite players.
well, that's up to
Now
Paul,
I'm
'cause
posting on the Steam Fortnite Reddit.
What are you talking about? I was recruited on Fortnite.
No, you were not.
Oh,
It wasn't even out when you came here.
but I did also want to bring up too. I know Ducky's still in Loa, but is there any interest to bring back running with rifles at some point, or?
Actually, today marks my return from Loa, and to signify that, I will run a spearfishing event tonight after this is done.
It had to
Wait.
be fishing.
Spear fishing.
Everybody loves
Spear.
spearfishing.
If you play Warframe, you like spearfishing. It's
If-
just how it works.
If you're a Warframe player, you're gonna love what I just said.
What's spear fishing?
Yeah.
So
So
you take a spear and you jam it in a river and hope you get a fish.
Yeah, pretty much.
so
Yeah.
Where are we meeting?
that's kind of just what I wanted to
Canada.
bring up. I always kind of want to bring up all that stuff since it's been kind of like on my mind, kind of on the back burner. I've been kind of milling over a lot of it with Kuzi. Yeah,
Could I interrupt for a second, Talos?
yeah, you're free.
On that note, Ducky, I would love to see Running with Rifles come back. We are like 1 or 2 missions away from completing the campaign that we had going.
Yep.
Everyone, if you guys are interested, the game is super awesome. We can all play together. Goth has yet to join us, but he does have copies. I'm calling you out, Goth, because you did do that for the clan.
Can I get one?
Hold on.
I can possibly pay somebody back.
I gave my buddy one, so I think I have 2 left.
Can I have one?
Hold on.
Wait,
what
kind of game
sorry,
is this?
I don't mean to derail the
No.
Fireside.
My Steam is giving me an error code -101, and it's saying I can't connect to server. So I'm like really just trying to see if I have copies at the moment.
I just wanted to before
We'll
I
get
go
that sorted later.
before this gets derailed. I just wanted to say like that's kind of it. This is kind of just like a lot of stuff that accumulated over the past maybe like month and a half since I came back. It's just kind of a lot of stuff I've been working on behind the scenes. Like I talked, really, Kuzi's been the person I've been talking to the most because he's.
Yep.
I mean, he lives like 20 minutes from me, so we're always on at the same time. So it really just worked. The time frame really just works out to say these things too. Yeah, that's really it. I knew this was kind of me talking a lot through this fireside, but I figured there's a lot of stuff that should have been addressed and or brought up that is like kind of going on. That a lot of people didn't know about.
That's fine. Honestly, I mean, if I came into Fireside and it was just only me allowed to talk, like, it ended pretty quickly because a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't even hear about, or
That was the first couple firesides. Actually, it was pretty much here's what's going on. Everyone went, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I know.
that
I
was
just didn't want to. I just want to cut anyone off from talking. There was a lot on the plate that we kind of like just had going on.
No, this is perfect. Anything, because the old Firesides was me talking about like announcements for a while, and then it'd be nothing, and then it'd just be shift the other extreme, where it's just violent arguing for 3 hours. It's probably on YouTube, honestly, somewhere. You could probably find them, the early ones.
Send me the link.
I don't even know the exact links, but
yeah,
I would much rather have lots of discussion that's not just me talking, that is constructive, like this has been, than that.
Yeah, that's really it. Movie night, more recruiting, more interest, lots of conflict resolution, and like Kuzi said, I can't stress it enough. If there really is a problem, just talk to Kuzi or someone, or if you have to. Like, I'm not a berserker, but I've read the handbook and rulebook enough to know, like, if someone has a question about something, I can point them in the right direction. I don't want anyone here to feel like they have to, like, if they, I mean, like, I've sat down and talked with plenty of people, and that's just the way I do with things. But I know a lot of people aren't going to be like that. So if they really do have a problem, just talk to their corresponding officer, and don't let it, boil to the point where you get fed up and leave.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, for sure. That's what the chain of command is there for, is to.
But yeah, I'm just stressing people. Like, people almost seem afraid to use it. Like, don't feel like you're copping out or whatever. Like, thing. Don't feel like anyone's gonna
There
give you
for a
shit for it.
reason.
Just like, yeah, it's there for a reason. Use it.
It's kind of like our job to handle stuff.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because and I well, not Bourne's here. Bjorn even had the point that it was really an issue. A couple, people just leaving without saying anything, and there was really just a lot of like whelmed up problems that no one really talked about, myself included. And I came back. A couple other people came back and discussed it. And I think my time coming back the second time around has been really perfect. Like I don't have an issue with anyone. And I don't think anyone has an issue with me that they've made aware to me. So. So if you hate me, now's your time to say it on the public channel.
You broke my heart. That's all I say.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can I move on to say something really quick? So, I've been trying to push a few games down your guys' throats a lot. And I would just really like to say this chat. I cannot speak today. I'm sorry. That the few games I would like our clan to get involved in other than Brawlhalla, I would like some more Gmod people. No matter how big of a meme that is, I don't care. It's a real nice game together. If you guys have ever heard of Unturned, it's a really cool game we should check out. And I would also like to push one more game. It's a paid game, so it might deter a lot of people, but Dead by Daylight is a really nice game that a lot of people can play together and have a lot of fun. We can have massive nights where we have 2 games with 10 people each, 1 killer, and then 5 a lot of survivors. It's just a really cool concept. So if anybody is up for any of these games, you can just ping me and I'll be ready anytime to play or anything.
We actually ran Unturned as one of the first game nights.
Yeah, it was fun
that's
actually.
nice.
I will actually say too. This kind of fills in perfectly, but whenever it gets closer to Halloween, Steam does have massive sales on all their horror games, and Dead by Daylight does go on sale for about $5. So if people would have interest on a kind of like a horror game night or horror movie night,
yeah, you guys,
that could be something that could be possibly looked into for. Because I'm not opposed if people want to play. I'm not opposed to buying like a 4-pack or whatever for $5, for all the copies, and putting them out for maybe like a one-off horror game night. It's really not going to affect me too much if I pay $20 for 4 copies of a game.
Another thing about that on a Supercell is Gmod is like $5 normally, so when it goes on sale, it's like less than 2. So that game is like
Gmod? I don't even know what it is.
I would recommend
Gmod's just a big
time
game.
the sale comes
Gmod
out.
is a game kind of like fucking Skyrim
It's-
basically.
It's
an open sandbox.
It's
like-
less
it's
degenerate
like-
Second Life.
Exactly. It's like Second Life, except not as bad.
It has all kinds of game modes. Like it's got like an RP mode where you can like be in an RP with something. Like an obstacle course mode and like hide and seek or like terrible. It's just like a giant mini. It's like Mario Party on a computer and a different engine, pretty much. Like
That's kind of a poor way of describing Gmod.
It's
Wow.
hard to describe it. You really
We
have
could
to
talk about that later. That's not really meant
It's
for
a
the.
Good point. All right.
Yeah, it's a game. And you can do a lot of different things with it. It's just super moddable. There's a lot of different game modes and whatnot. It's
Sure.
like
Well,
sort of like
just talk to me about it after the Fireside.
yeah. Either way, it's really cheap and it would be really easy to get a lot of copies floating throughout the server.
Yeah, so Scotty, what I would say is if you really want to get that going, talk to your direct leadership, see who are the people who are going to be posting announcements, and get some people to. I wouldn't go out and say, hey, let's start up these 4 games. I want to see if everyone likes them, because it doesn't normally work like that. You're not going to get a whole lot on board asking for 4 different games like you mentioned, but I'd pick one that you like the most. And
Or you can do like a
gather interest.
rotation.
Yeah, like do a rotating night where you're going to host your favorite games and be willing to get people like started up and get them excited about it and make that be your thing. I'd say spearhead it with whoever your direct leader is and find out if someone can help you get that going. That's going to be the best way to get people into that, is to actually get it out there and kind of announce it as like a thing and see if people are interested.
Yeah, I'm always happy to add stuff to the calendar or announce it or even give people temporary announcement abilities to make their own announcement, that kind of stuff. Anytime people want to host events, it's awesome and it's good for WA. So I'm usually always happy to say yes to that kind of stuff.
And actively look for sales and announce them. Tell someone to announce them and let the clan know that they are on sale. You're gonna get people to join you for sure.
Yeah. Just a quick note. Whenever the next Steam sale is, I think it will be in Halloween. I would recommend go looking for the Valve Complete Pack. A complete pack, I think it's called something like that. And
It's
it
orange
includes.
box.
And the Halloween sale. And the Halloween sale is mostly horror games, though. The
I
real,
bought
the
I
real
bought
sale is
mine
gonna
on
be the Fortnite
Halloween
game.
sale last year. I'm pretty sure it was, I think, $15 for all of the Steam games. Around, I think I got 20, and it's just a really good value. And we could play a lot of those games are really fun to play, like Left 4 Dead.
That's what I'm saying, like,
It has
definitely
the
put
whole
that.
Half-Life series.
I would put together a big note for Vest or someone else to pop in the announcements to get people prepared.
Yeah,
to,
I'll do that. I'll do that.
I would, yeah, that'd be a good idea.
So yeah, so for me, in 2 weeks, for anyone who's interested, I will put up a straw poll if everything works out for movie night to kind of see what interest we have in watching it and what kind of movie we want to watch.
You'll have a theme like every so often or something like that.
For the movies, yeah, I would probably do that because I know what kind of movies I like, but I know not everyone's gonna want to watch the type of movies I want to watch. So
Hentai.
no, not hentai, unless you want to watch war movies every single night.
I'm cool with that.
But like I'm not opposed. I just have to find an avenue. Like I know I can use my Netflix and a couple other things to host. Like I know Black Panther's coming on Netflix soon,
You
so
should
people
totally
want to watch
do
that.
a Saving Private Ryan night. It's the best movie ever.
I'm not opposed to that. It's like I said, it's just kind of like the general.
Or Gladiator.
Yeah.
What people
Christmas
wanna
in
watch.
Yugoslavia.
It's another thing we could talk about after the Fireside. I
Yeah,
think.
well, I was just addressing it before you got or whenever.
Christmas in Yugoslavia is the best movie ever to exist.
I meant.
Either way.
I meant that towards the other people.
Yeah.
Chiming in.
But yeah, like in 2 weeks, I'll put up a straw poll. So if anyone's interested, I'll have either Vest or Kuzi or whoever like pin it in the announcements and be like, fill this out. And tell me what you think. But that's it for me. I've got nothing else to say.
Well, I think you've said quite a bit.
Oh,
Thanks, Kuzi.
You said enough.
I didn't say enough. I said quite a bit.
All right, I'm giving away the talking stick now. Lord of Flies. Who's next?
I'm
oh
up.
boy.
Oh, you read Lord of the Flies? It's the worst book in existence.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh boy, let's
I
not get
hate
into
it.
that. That's
Let's not.
You
Enough
can't
with
just
that.
say
Wait.
a book that's like regarded as a classic by a lot of people is terrible.
Dude, all books in the world
That's
suck.
gonna
I
start a
agree.
million-year argument.
Not to
I
mention that it's almost
honestly
required to watch or read.
Does
you
anyone
know,
have any
school.
WA-related stuff they want to bring on?
Books are stupid.
Has,
People who
Lord of
read
the
them
Flies
don't.
does
talked
not
about
exist.
the Festival of Nostalgia
Right.
yet?
One
Yes.
person at a time.
Yeah, the official Soullight Overthrowing is finally happening.
Go to sleep.
The festival? Yes, what were you saying, Not?
Oh, I was saying, has anyone talked about the festival yet? I missed the first.
Very
Yeah, we did.
briefly, my thinking right now is I'm gonna. So Con is kind of making the festival sort of a week-long thing too. So there might be some stuff later on. Tomorrow's the official day. So tomorrow, I at least am going to, at the very least, I'm gonna try to do some more work on stories. Maybe like the origin of the Manilings or something like that. Add some more to that. On the forums, and then I'm gonna probably bring out the Storytime channel again and put that like right below Meat Hall or something. And my thinking is I'll probably just like throw out like a little prompt, like people can share like when they remember like when they first joined WA or like a great memory they have at some point that when they were in WA or something like that. So
My first call in WA was magnificent.
My first time in WA was Ulf and Orm bitching at each other like an old married couple in Smite.
I mean,
Yes.
you can share that if you really want to. Like, hey, that fits. It's the Festival of Betrayal, right? So it's
Warm memories.
Kill Soullight.
Yeah, my thinking is to, because like I said, I was trying to create things, because there's going to be a mark for the festival, so ways people can show they participated. So I'm thinking of that, when people want to write stories or something, but I know writing a story is a pretty big deal, so that's kind of hard to do, like, short notice. But I thought I'd do something real quick like that, where people can just share, memories and that kind of thing, and, we do a kind of lore thing, and maybe we'll have, some sort of informal, game events, like just run some, like, 5-mans in League or Guild Wars 2 Warframe, anything like that, just running stuff like that, and I'll try to, and I'll, of course, let everyone know here now, but also everyone, Berserker Plus and everything, if you do run any kind of event that you want to have that be like an official festival event or something, just let me know who attended so I can write everything down to make sure people get marks for it.
Sweet.
Fantastic. Let's make it happen.
Really quick on Fireside side, another game I would like to say, if everyone who has a PS4, I would recommend downloading the PS Plus game of the month. This time it's Destiny 2, and me and a few others I think are gonna start that up, and it would be really cool because I have invested like over 100 or 200 hours into the game, and it would be really cool to show people the ways of Destiny and everything, despite how some people might not like it. So it'd be really cool if you guys could get into that.
I don't own a PS4. Sorry.
I do not either, but perhaps some people do, and yeah, I mean that's another thing. You know, like you're saying, Scotty, with the other games too. I mean, if you want to run a game night or for a specific game or a rotating game or anything like that, and we'll try to find some people that like it, get stuff like that running. I think that'd be awesome.
Speaking of game night, just game suggestion might tug at heartstrings of a few older players in the server. Quake Champions is free to play.
Yes, thank you.
And yeah, just thought I'd bring that up.
There's a chorus of
Great.
And
Way to
pretty
reach
sure
into
there's some interest for that.
Yeah.
I just sprouted right up, dude. I was like lounging, and now I'm like sitting straight up.
Which game was that?
Good job.
Quake Champions. It's basically like Quake 3 Arena and start like way better. It's kind of like our arena-based tournament game. So like just like UT, Unreal Tournament, Quake 3 Arena.
Weren't they beta testing that for a while back?
It's out of beta now. It's fully released. You get like 3 champions for free, and then you can buy the champion pack with everything for like $30. So it's not even that bad. You can gain champions through favor. It's definitely free to play to start out. It's super good. The graphics are fantastic, super fast paced, and you can do like up to like I think it's 8 players in the server, so you can really play with a lot of people.
That sounds like it'd be an awesome game night thing.
It's fantastic. It's on the Bethesda launcher if you want to download it for free. It takes roughly 20 minutes with a decent internet connection.
Sure.
Great. The retirement home is back in business now. All these Quake.
Oh man. Excuse me.
Oh boy. But yeah, that's a game that we can do for game night. I'm sure there's lots of
100%.
interest for a lot of people in the server.
I'll pay people to play that with me.
Oh boy.
I'm down. If you're gonna give me money, I'm definitely
Let's go.
down.
Yeah, I really can't think of anything else. Is there anything else that needs to be said?
I think we should just keep our eye on the prize and just loving each other and being a family and getting involved in as much of the things that we can as possible. Being more open to playing new games and spending more time with people you don't normally spend time with is definitely going to help people to build relationships and stuff like that. And we can all get into different things, and try different stuff like what Scatty was saying. And Ducky has a lot of different game ideas, and this league tournament, it sounds like it's going to be pretty fun, so that's exciting. I'm definitely going to start up something soon with UT 2004 because that's a game that's super close to my heart. So hopefully I'll get people on board. I doubt it though.
Me and Vest aren't playing that one.
Yeah, I think I'll stick to the single player. I really enjoyed Khan's first league tourney, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to some revenge. I need to get further in the bracket this time.
Are you in the 1v1 tournament, Vest?
I am indeed.
He put me up against Rocker, and I can't get a hold of him. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go.
Wait, is Rocker too good?
Apparently, yeah, but my problem with the whole... By the way, this is definitely something I want to bring up, because he's not here, right? Who's running it? Khan, right?
Yeah.
He's not even here. I messaged him and I was like, do we have like a list or a roster or a bracket? Like, did you create anything? Does anyone know anything about that? Because he just told me, oh, you're playing Rocker, but
he posted it somewhere. I'll have to find it for you.
I have no idea where it is.
I don't think he actually posted a bracket.
He
hasn't posted it yet.
Did he not? Okay, yeah.
But it would be nice to have that just to know what we're up against and where things are going. Like, he didn't really give any information, so maybe if someone could reach out to him and just let him know, like, hey, the people that are involved in the tournament definitely want to know, like, who's involved and when we can get a... Did he already give you your first person, Vest?
he gave me the person, but I think if it's like the first one, he might be waiting to schedule the matches, like get a time before he posts the bracket.
No, he
I'm
told
not
me
sure.
to just reach out to Rocker whenever I can to fight him. And I'm like, are we going to have like a night where there's
Oh.
going to be spectators? This is kind of like, you know, I was hoping it would.
backwards.
It's just weird way to go about it. I'm not judging. I just didn't know if you guys had heard anything different about the tournament.
He gets on late, so when he's around tonight, I'll ask him.
Yeah, cool. I'd just like a little bit more information about it, and we're gonna need someone to obviously watch it. You know what I mean, or spectate it.
Via Bindy lives with him. He just joined. Ask him. Tell him to go over. Tell him.
Can I have a person by my side when I go 1v1 on?
Vegan.
Yo, Big Bunny, you want to walk from here to Khan and ask him to post the bracket for the tournament, the 1v1 tournament he's running?
There you go.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Oh,
You got
no,
no
that's
chin.
fine.
You can do it.
Yeah, Vd, you should walk.
Yeah, go hack his computer. Could you find the bracket?
Hack his
I wouldn't have
computer.
to hack it. I'd have to turn his computer on. He doesn't have a password on it, but I don't want to invade his privacy like that.
Invade his privacy and go find all the porn he has.
He doesn't.
Definitely invade his privacy.
Okay, let's not encourage illegal activity here, boys.
It's not illegal. He lives with them.
Esports.
Okay.
You
Well,
let him in.
anyway, we'll definitely get that sorted
We're
out.
family.
We'll
We're
get-
family as we're caught.
We'll
snake.
get a bracket. We'll get a bracket, or
to
we'll talk to
Fireside.
Con and figure that out.
Cool.
With that in mind, we're running at 55 minutes, so maybe I'll just throw it out. Anybody have any final things to bring up?
If you,
Yeah, I have a question.
Talos, you said no mic anymore.
What is the official topping for pizza in WA? Is it pineapple?
I think that's a
Pineapple-
very dangerous thing for a clan to have an official stance on.
Very dangerous.
Pineapple is the worst topping you could possibly have on the.
We're
pizza.
not
Scotty
Guys,
just took the bait, dude.
stop.
Scotty just took the bait. That was an awful idea, Talos.
Take it a nipple behind.
Anybody else have anything else they want to bring up?
I do want to bring up something, Vest, real quick.
Sure,
but
sure.
Actually, WA related.
Wonderful.
Just quick shout out. Warframe Night's still going on Mondays, 5 p.m. PST, 8 EST. A new event just started in the game. That's what we're going to be doing on Monday this time. Also, Saturday nights, same times. Vebani's hosting Monster Hunter for anyone who has that. We're always willing to help anyone that's still in the lower levels.
Too rich for my blood.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
get
gonna
that.
have
I'm just
some
calling it out. And I'm sure Ducky's gonna resume his events, maybe fishing on Sundays. I don't know. But still stuff going on Warframe and Monster Hunter. I know those are two games that weren't mentioned very much this evening, but they're still very much alive. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cool. Anybody have anything else? Final thoughts?
It's party time.
One other game. Paid
Jesus
game, but very cheap game. A lot of people probably already have it. Payday 2.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. I know a lot of people in here, like half of the server probably already has the game. But there's definitely some interest from me if anyone else wants to play. And I'm down to run something like on that game like weekly if there's interest. But I just don't know who wants to play it right now.
Definitely hit me up later. I'd throw something out there more public about it, probably in the not even announcements, but in Mead Hall.
Yeah. Yeah, that game is $10 for the base game. When it goes on sale, it gets real cheap. Like $3 or something. During probably the Christmas sale or something. And for the Ultimate Edition with like all the DLC, it's like, I don't know, $10, if that, and it's like super worth it. Because you can get hundreds of hours out of that game.
Cool.
Oh,
but
dude,
that's
there's a
pretty much it.
VR version?
Yeah, they added VR as well.
What are we
So
talking about now?
if I play VR, can I play with you guys like at the same time?
I think so.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I
There
think
was,
it's like
they were streaming events in VR recently. Yep.
yeah, because you have like a teleport system.
Cool.
Yeah. Payday 2,
Alrighty.
real cheap. It's got VR. It's awesome.
Now we're all done.
I
think
think
that's
we
it.
are.
Are
just
we though?
about- Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cut it down real quick.
W-
before I
I'm
go.
gonna go ahead and call it here.
Okay.
That's all
Could I
I got.
just quickly say something? Anybody who gets the game on PS4 I am free on Saturday or Sunday to do a 6-man raid. So if we can get 6 WA members to do this, it would be awesome.
Well, WA, you heard it here first. Buy 50 new games that we just mentioned in this 1 hour long fire hall. Go broke.
Alrighty.
Say it sounds expensive.
Most of the ones I mentioned were free, except Gmod and.
Alright.
Alright. So with
That's
that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you guys all for showing up. We'll see you
Bye-bye,
next week.
YouTube.